Who can? Yo, YBH.
Oh boy. Oh, hey, drop a 50 back for the mob in the spot. Drop a 50 back for the mob for the thought. I was really trying to keep it PG. All right, let me stop. High C, you can't rap. Don't do that again. Ignore that shit. Ignore that. I can't rap. Ignore that. We'll just act like that did not happen. That didn't happen. Oh, bruh. Y'all can't even lie, though. Drake killed it with this shit. Y'all can't even... Bruh. Kendrick won. Okay, listen. Kendrick won. He won the fight. Fair, bro. Kendrick absolutely demolished this nigga. Like, god damn. He absolutely fucking demolished him. Okay, but this instrumental on push-ups, he killed it. It was like, bro, this instrumental was so fire, I was like, I gotta play it on the stream. I got to. But what's good, y'all? It's been a minute. It's been a minute since well, actually, it hasn't been as long of a minute though as my last stream. It hasn't been as long of a minute though. Like, I told y'all I'd be more consistent, didn't I? And you know, we here. I think last time it was like 3 weeks since my last stream. This time it's been 2 weeks. So, you know, we getting there. We getting there, okay? But what's good with y'all though? What's good? What's good? Oh, we got the whole party up in here. We got Marvin's here, Feather Guardian. What's good with you, Feather Guardian? Bully Morales was good. Pizza Man, not a multiversus guy, but I can't wait for Homelander. Bro, who, let's be straight up. Who in here is playing multiverses? Nobody, no, bro. Nobody in here, nobody in this bitch is playing multiverses. That bootleg ass fucking, isn't that the fucking Smash clone? That everybody was saying, oh, it's gonna kill Smash. It's gonna kill Smash, guys. Yeah, oh, and they just put Joker in this bitch. Guarantee you nobody gives a fuck. I'm sure it brought like a few Batman fans over, but let's be straight up. Who in here is playing multiverses? Nobody. But anyways, Marvin, what's good with you, man? Killing it with your intro. This instrumental straight fire. Appreciate that, my guy. Shaq says, hello, love your videos. Appreciate that, man. So who are we about to expose this time? y'all waiting for this shit. Man, y'all crazy. Nezuko, I'll be seeing you in my comments, man. How you doing? That game is trash. I wouldn't say trash. Like, I would say mid. I'd say mid. I think it's just a game that nobody really gives a fuck about at the moment. It had potential. Fuck that. Fuck that potential. How you doing, IC? Drew, you already know. We doing good, man. We rocking it. I see a lot of y'all showing love to my Batman video. Appreciate y'all. Yo, we've been seeing Miles get some love, bruh. Thankfully, Miles has been getting a lot of love lately. Now I'm pushing the Terry campaign. I'm helping y'all Batman Beyond fans out. Y'all know this shit. Like, we're doing the Terry campaign. We gotta push for some Batman Beyond content, y'all. We gots to. Parzival with the 10, my nigga. God damn, y'all donating already. I appreciate that, my boy. What's good, dog? It's been a while. Keep up the good work. Oh, yeah, you too, man. Appreciate the 10. Thanks for the 10. I prefer MK1 to multiverses anyways. Yo, MK1, honestly, low-key mid. the only reason I even copped MK1 was for Homelander. That's probably the reason why most people got it, because they want to play as Homelander. But MK1 is dead right now. Like, I'm gonna be straight up, it's kind of dead right now. Brandon Alberti, yeah. So this one's probably gonna be the main event. And I'll decide if I want to watch this or not, because this one looks like it's gonna take up a lot of time. Because y'all really been saying, yo, High C, you gotta watch this shit. I think I saw a little bit of it on Colin's stream, because I saw a little bit of his stream, so I saw a little bit of it. But we about to see this whole shit in its entirety, and because apparently this is another Miles hate vid, so we'll check this out. Yeah. So, okay. MK1 is okay, but it's mid. I play it with my family. Same. Apparently, MK1 is slowly improving. I don't know, man. I don't know, bruh. Could you check out my project in the art channel? Oh yeah, what you put in the art channel, bro? Because we about to get into this. We about to get into this video. Yo, we got some real talented ass niggas in the Discord server, bruh. You drew this shit? Hold up. Why isn't it opening? That's weird. Hold up. Okay, I guess Discord's bugging. It's whatever. This looks fucking fire, bro. This looks awesome. Bro, y'all gotta join the Discord. I got some real talented ass niggas in it, like Rick Sanchez. Bro. Bully, you should draw Pickle Rick. I feel like you would make some dope Pickle Rick art. This looks awesome. Get Swifty. Oh yeah, I remember that. Get Swifty. Smartest man in the universe. Big brain. This looks fucking awesome. Like this gen, like, dude. We got some real talented mofos in the chat, bro. Bully Morales. Bruh. Yo. You know, like, bro, I can't even, dude. I remember I was drawing stick figure Dragon Ball Z characters in middle school. Y'all whipping out whole fucking masterpieces of fucking art, bro. Y'all are insane. Hi, CHD. I dropped a comment on your video reaction for the Miles Morales fan film to show you my appreciation. Oh yeah, that fan film was good. That fan film was good, man. Did you see it? I see all the comments. Oh yeah. Have you seen Naruto Unhinged? Nah. All right. But let's get into the video, cause I know that's what y'all are here for. So my friends, it is tradition for all of us to come together and laugh at some Miles haters. Like, bro, it's tradition at this point. It's tradition. It's tradition. Like, bro, have I ever told y'all? Y'all know what the definition of insanity is, right? Yeah, we all know. I'm pretty sure we all know what the definition of insanity is. About doing the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result. Same as these Miles haters. Bitching and complaining about Miles Morales over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result, expecting Marvel to say, "All right, guys, we heard y'all. We'll change his name." Not gonna happen. I don't like again. He's Spider-Man, bro. Y'all can keep making these videos, bitching and complaining. And we just go be sitting here laughing at y'all. Marvel said he's not changing his name. We getting all these movies, all these shows with Miles as Spider-Man. They're not fucking changing his name. Get over it. Like, yo. Instead, y'all just gonna keep making videos, bitching and moaning. We gonna be laughing and roasting y'all. That's it. Brandon Alberti, the latest one on the list. And funny thing about this guy, I actually saw he actually made a series on like what was wrong with like the MCU villains and stuff like that. Decent vids. These were actually like, I'll give the dude credit because I used to watch his vids like months ago. He had went into detail describing a lot of the issues that the MCU has, which kind of led to where it is today. There were some pretty good videos. And then this drops, and you just start talking like a clown. It's just like, man. And look at that profile picture, too. Yep. You can already tell it's just by looking at it, yeah. I wish we could fucking zoom in. Can we zoom in? Can we zoom in? Yeah. I can just already tell, bro. Already tell. Damn. I don't know. Just you look at him and you get that feeling. Oh yeah, that guy hates Miles Morales. That guy hates him. So he made a video called "Spider-Man Has Changed." So, yeah, Spider-Man has changed. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Grifter's got a grift. What can I say except cry woke, become joke? He looks dead inside. Excuse me. All right, let's go. Turn captions on.
Miles Morales,
How does this video play on my audio?
the hip new hero that is taking over as the face.
All right. So that works. Can y'all hear it? Y'all can hear it? They just want to stay in their little coat bubble, having a Peter's the only Spider-Man mindset. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, like, it's not going to mean shit. Because as much as the fans keep telling you, and as much as Marvel keeps telling you, he's Spider-Man. That's not going to change anytime soon. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's go.
Miles Morales, the hip new hero that is taking over as the face of Marvel, except he's not new, and just about everything people like about his story are things that we've already seen before.
But wasn't the death of his
What?
uncle really sad?
Yeah, we've seen that before.
But it's different because the villain was someone that he cared about.
Yeah, we've seen that before. The point I'm trying to make here is that Miles,
Wait,
along with the
wait.
entire
Wait, what? Wait, what?
just about everything people like about his story are things that we've already seen before.
But wasn't the death of his uncle really sad?
Yeah, we've seen that before.
But it's different because the villain was someone that he cared about.
Yeah, we've seen that before. The point I'm
What? Oh my god. I know you were not trying to go this, bruh.
that before.
But it's different because the villain was someone that he cared about.
Yeah, we've seen that before. The
Yo, so because someone close to him died, and it was really sad, like, are deaths not supposed to be sad? Like, and traumatic? I'm confused. And then you're gonna try to say the whole, well, we've seen that before, like, that's automatically bad. Like, bro, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Bruce Wayne's parents died in front of him. Like, yo. Captain America. Y'all watched the Captain America movie? Didn't the scientist that gave Captain America his powers died in front of him? What's another we can see so many heroes. Y'all remember Captain America Civil War? Black Panther's father died in front of him. Like, what? Like, that's like a staple in superhero stories. The guy that fucking helped Iron Man build his suit in his cave died in front of Tony before he escaped. Like, what? You can't just say that. That's like, if that's your complaint, if you're gonna oversimplify stuff like that to where, oh, well, we've seen that before, so it's automatically bad, like, then 90% of superheroes are pretty much the same. Like that's the thing. Why is nobody? Oh, the Flash, Reverse Flash killed Barry Allen's mom in front of him. Barry had to watch his mom die in front of him. Like, what? Is this really the angle? Is this really the angle we're going to take? Like, that's not something you can use in that context. And since you want to use Peter Parker as an example, oh, well, his uncle died. Well, we've seen that before. I'm sorry. Was Peter's uncle a fucking villain? Was Peter's uncle fucking working for the Kingpin? Like, is that really? We haven't seen that before. Because pretty much Uncle Aaron, like, here's the thing. Uncle Aaron died as a result of his own actions. Like, he was big. Like, he died working for Kingpin. Like, Miles was Spider-Man. You have Uncle Aaron that went to kill him. He's like, yo, Uncle Aaron, it's me. And he hesitated. And Kingpin's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you killing him? And he's like, oh, shit. He knows him. Pop. That's what happened. Is that anything like Peter's story? People in chat, is that anything like Peter's story? Was Peter's uncle a villain working for the Kingpin and got killed because he found out Peter was Spider-Man? Is that Peter's story, y'all? Yes or no? Like what the fuck is this argument? That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all oversimplify shit to try to make this argument. Yet it's like, okay, if you're going to make that argument for Miles, Why aren't you saying the same thing for all of these other characters? Interesting. It's just like, oh, Iron Man's parents died to Bucky. Yep, he had to watch that go down. Like, oh my gosh, dude, this is so fucking stupid.
As the face of Marvel.
So already we starting off on bullshit.
Except he's not new, and just about everything people like about his story
Like you guys would be surprised how many stories, like superhero stories, are like shockingly similar in the fact that, okay, they all go through a death, like through someone close to them. That's like a staple, right? And that's the difference between Miles and Peter, right? Miles isn't defined. He didn't become Spider-Man because he lost someone. Because even when Uncle Aaron died, Miles was already Spider-Man. He's not defined by a loss like Peter is. Because Peter became Spider-Man because of the fact that Uncle Ben died. That's another major difference between them.
Marvel, except he's not
Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
new, and just about
But this guy's already not making sense.
everything people like about his story are things that we've already seen before.
But wasn't the death of his uncle really sad?
Yeah, we've seen that before.
But it's different because the villain was someone that he cared about.
Yeah, we've seen that before. The point I'm trying to make here is that Miles, along with the entire Spider-Verse concept, dilutes taking it for himself. Furthermore, the mere existence of this character is contradictory to everything the original
That's another thing they like to say, bro.
Spider-Man, and Miles can only find success by poaching elements from the original and taking it for himself.
Bro, when was the last time, like, we're gonna use the Spot. When was the last time the Spot was relevant in, like, any recent Spider-Man media? Have we seen the Spot in, like, anything Spider-Man recently besides Across the Spider-Verse? See, like, I made this point in my original villains video where I was addressing the point that Miles doesn't have original villains, right? Like, I literally said, I know that they recycled some of Peter's old villains, like the Prowler and the Spot, and they repurposed them and make them more interesting for Miles villains, right? That's what I'm saying, because the Spot really doesn't even get used that much anyways. The last Spider-Man cartoon? Really? Like, is Spot a villain that gets used, like, as much as, like, the Goblin and Sandman and all of them? Like, the point I'm making is the reason why people don't have an issue with recycling villains that don't really get used that much is because they don't get used that much. Like, I'm okay. Like, most people are okay with taking some of Peter's villains. It's like, okay, they're not touching them. They're not being used. Let's take them, make them more interesting for Miles, and boom. No one's going to care as long as it's written well. Yeah, the 90s animated series. Yeah, that's the last time I remember Spot was in the 2017 show. Well, yeah, that's a good point. But my point is, like, is he a villain that shows up, like, all the time in all of them? The point I'm making is I don't really see a problem with them utilizing villains that don't get used often. Like I was saying, Molten Man, Hydro Man, all those characters that don't get touched, yeah, use them for Miles. Let's do it. Apparently, yeah, but the Spot was always a side villain. That's what I'm saying, like, relevant as in, like, he's, like, the main show. That's what I'm saying. He's the main villain. That's what I mean when I say relevant, like, super relevant. Because we know Prowler is now ultra relevant now because of Miles' iteration and Spider-Verse. So I'm saying, when was the last time Spot has been relevant in the way that Spider-Verse made him? I'm not talking about, like, shows up one time as a background character. I'm talking about, like, he was the main show. Because I don't really remember much of the 2017 Spider-Man cartoon. I'm gonna keep it 100. That show was trash. He's one of the background villains? Okay, so he wasn't really that relevant then. But they made him a relevant and prominent villain in Spider-Verse. That's my point. They gave Prowler and the Spot massive glow-ups, gave them to Miles, and now they gain a spike in popularity. Exactly. That's the point I'm making. And even in the comics, yeah, Nezuko, even in the comics, he has original villains. He has original villains in the comics, but they just ignore that for whatever reason. Let's keep going.
Furthermore, the mere existence of this character is contradictory to everything the original Spider-Man stands for. Let me explain. With great power comes great responsibility. That's the phrase that Spider-Man lives by, even though the movies hate using this phrase for some reason.
Look, when you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you.
If you could do good things for others.
I hope Peter Wait, hold up. Let's scroll up. What the fuck did you say, Mr. Anti-Idiotic? I hope Peter fucks Kitty Pryde in the MCU. Okay. Moving on. Okay. All right. Well, let's just move on from that.
The bad things happen, they happen because of you.
If you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things.
And when you take on the responsibility, great power will come.
It's not just some fancy quote, it is the
Well, Madam Web, I think Madam Web was the one where it was just like bad. Like even the other ones, even this Uncle
You
Ben,
had a moral obligation to do those things.
And when you take on
that was fine. I think Madam Web was kind of like the only one where it was like, okay, this is dog shit. Like when you take on responsibility, great power will come. Like that was just stupid. Madam Web is one of those Spider-Man movies that will just never be brought up again. Oh yeah, like what the fuck was you thinking saying that shit, bro? In this chat, homie? What the fuck was you thinking? This man talking about some I hope Peter. Oh hell nah, bro. Y'all niggas be wildin'. Y'all niggas be wildin'.
the responsibility, great power will come.
It's not just some fancy quote, it is the main theme that this story revolves around. Uncle Ben dies as a direct result of Peter Parker's inaction. If he doesn't step up and use his powers for good, then innocent people will get hurt. Moreover, this character is a solo act by design. Sure, he'll interact with big teams from time to time, especially during the big events, but he has never been a long-term mainstay on any team, and there's a multitude of reasons for why that is.
Okay.
His strict preservation of his identity makes it difficult for him to get close with his superpowered friends. His home life is a mess, and he would struggle to commit the time to a team, and overall, there are plenty of heroes to take on Avengers-level threats. But there are not enough heroes watching over the common man, so Spider-Man prefers to direct his time towards keeping the streets safe. But most notably, the entire point of this story is about a man who is learning.
Dog, I forgot Madam Web came out. We all did. I actually did review the movie. That movie was not good. Madam Web is swept under the rug. Yeah, Venom, the Venom movies, Madam Web, even that Craven movie that they released a trailer for, that's probably never gonna come out because of how shit it is. Yeah, just ignore those. Ignore that shit exists, bro. Shit does not exist. Never watched that film and not planning to. Not because it's a fully women cast, just after watching Morbius, I'm pretty much done with this Sonyverse. Yeah.
The streets safe. But most notably, the entire point of this story is about a man who is learning the importance of responsibility in a world where everything is going wrong, and he is the only one with the power to make a difference. But in order to make that difference, he must constantly sacrifice his personal life. So his mission throughout his various stories is juggling his time and effort between maintaining these two lives that he lives. So with all this in mind, you may be able to imagine how problematic a second Spider-Man would be to this style of story.
Okay, so here's where we run into like the first issue in what he's saying, right? Listen to what he says.
Everything
here.
is going wrong, and he is the only one with the power to make a
Listen
difference.
to what he says here.
But in order to make that difference, he must constantly sacrifice his personal life. So his mission throughout his various stories is juggling his time and effort between maintaining these two lives that he lives.
Yes, that's true. When he started out being Spider-Man, he had no idea how to balance being Peter Parker in being Spider-Man. So yes, he was struggling, he was learning, you know, juggling, sacrificing his personal time in the process, stuff like that. But that's the issue though. How long do y'all want him to keep learning that though? Like, isn't it time for a change? Because that's the point he's making, right? He wants to kind of go back to this, I guess, form of Spider-Man where he's like, well, he's learning, sacrificing his personal life. No. Most of us, we done with that younger Peter shit. How long do y'all want this guy to struggle and suffer, learning how to fucking juggle his personal life or whatever, sacrificing his time? Like, these are the type of people that think Peter has to be Spider-Man forever, right? He constantly has to learn, constantly. Oh, wait. That's the exact same thing y'all are complaining about in the comics right now. That Peter is learning the same exact lessons over and over again. Interesting.
So with all this in mind, you may
Interesting.
be able to imagine how problematic a second Spider-Man would be to this style of story. The modern Peter Parker will take vacations and pass on the mantle, because there is a newer, more powerful, more relatable, better in every way Spider-Man that can just
my
take over the
God,
job full
no.
time so Peter is no longer needed.
No, bro. What do you...
And Spider-Man would be to this
Oh my, it's literally, they all say the same fucking thing every time, bro.
style of story. The modern Peter Parker will take vacations and pass on the mantle, because there is a newer, more powerful...
Is Peter not allowed to take vacations? Like, I'm confused. Hasn't Peter quit being Spider-Man before? Like, even in the comics, there are multiple times where he stopped being Spider-Man. Even when Ben Reilly took over as Spider-Man, he willingly stopped being Spider-Man. In the Raimi films, Spider-Man 2, he stopped being Spider-Man. Like, is he not allowed to go on vacation? I'm so confused. Like, he's stopped being Spider-Man before. He's taking breaks before. So why is it all of a sudden an issue when Miles is here? That's the thing. Because I guarantee to you, if Miles was not here, they would not be saying shit. Guarantee to it. He literally quit in the comments and in the Spider-Man 2 movie. Oh, comics. He meant to say comics. Exactly. He'll be back. It's not like he's retiring for good. But here's the thing. Like I said in my last stream, they know this shit. They know he's coming back. They just want to push, the whole narrative that Miles is like a replacement, is like a diverse replacement for Peter, right? It's really just about fear-mongering toxic fans. That's what it's about. Miles even knew that Peter wanted a break. Exactly. For the 15th time, he literally told Peter, yo, go take a break for a while. Go be Peter Parker for a while. Like, Aunt May literally just fucking died. Are we just gonna forget about that? He literally died in the first game, and Peter hasn't recovered mentally because he's been too busy being Spider-Man. So now we have a Spider-Man with Miles that Peter mentored. And it's like, okay, I've been teaching you. I need to go get my life together. You be Spider-Man until I get back. It's kind of like when you're getting trained in a job or something, right? They're training you, teaching you how to do it. You get hands on the job, and then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go on vacation. See how you handle it. Isn't that how most apprenticeships go? Where the mentor takes a break for a bit, but they always come back. That's what I mean. All this is legit, just common sense. And he quit after Gwen died in the TASM 2 movie. That too. Bro, after all the crap that he had to deal with, where he almost died dealing with Venom and him trying to save his friend, he definitely deserves the vacation. Yep, he deserves it. But it's people like this who are just they have this weird toxic dependency on Peter being on, like, he has to be Spider-Man. No, he's not allowed to take breaks. He's not allowed to no, he guys, he has to be Spider-Man. He has to be. It's just like, yo, like, I'm a Miles fan, and I'm telling y'all, like, why do y'all want this dude to suffer so bad? Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of y'all, like, I don't think Marvel actually hates Spider-Man. I think it's a lot of fans like this that Marvel is catering to that want Peter to keep suffering just because. Just because he should be. And that's what makes his character great. But let's continue.
Peter Parker will take vacations and pass on the mantle because there is a newer, more...
And you see that in other, like, timelines, right? We're in the Ultimate Universe, living his happy life. Insomniac, living his life. It's people like this that have a problem with it.
Powerful, more relatable, better in every way Spider-Man that can just take over the job full-time so Peter is no longer needed.
I got this. All of it. Go be Peter Parker for a while.
That shit is wrong.
But if you remember what we said about great power and great responsibility, you'll know that this flies in the face of everything that Spider-Man stands for.
No, it
Peter
doesn't.
Parker does not get the luxury of taking a vacation or some half-baked journey of self-reflection because...
Boom. Told you. Never fails. Peter doesn't get the luxury of taking a vacation. He doesn't get to build his life back together. He has to be Spider-Man forever, whether he wants to be or not. See, people like this is why One More Day is a thing. People like this is why One More Day happened. Where they basically say, all right, Peter can't evolve. We can't make any changes to him. He has to stay the exact same thing, learning the same. I didn't want to go there, but learning the same shit over and over again. People like this is why One More Day is a thing. Why Marvel basically said, okay, we cannot make any changes to this character. Guarantee you it's people like this why Peter has stayed the same for all these years. Guarantee it. Because it's like any little change they try to make to Peter, it's people like this that they always get mad. And they say, well, I miss the good old days where, you know, Peter didn't have the luxury of taking a break. You know, okay, yeah, but this is the present, though. I mean, is he not allowed? Like, we have another Spider-Man that he's trained, or in most cases from another universe that's helping Peter out. Why can't Peter just go be Peter Parker? No, he has to be Spider-Man. It's like people will say, man, I miss the good old days when black and white people were separate. Oh, okay, but this is now, though. This is now, though. You know, things have changed. Same thing with Spider-Man. Things have changed, bro. Like, it's the reason why those classic Spider-Man stories are great is because it's classic Spider-Man. If you want to relive all those moments where he's learning shit so bad, just go read the older comics. Most of us are done with this with that younger Peter shit. We want to see an older, more mature Peter who's getting his shit together, like in Spider-Verse and Insomniac. We're tired of seeing the same shit.
His get the luxury of taking a vacation or some half-baked journey of self-reflection because his miraculous powers give him the obligation to protect the innocent, and when he doesn't do it, innocent people, often the ones...
Yo, somebody get anti-idiotic out my chat, because you just... Why the fuck are you being... Stop. Stop. Somebody time that nigga out, bro.
He loves get hurt. His morals complexion because his miraculous powers give him the obligation to protect the innocent, and when he doesn't do it, innocent people, often the ones he loves, get hurt. His morals compel him to be Spider-Man at all times, whether he wants to.
Oh, also, y'all niggas like the stream. 30 people in here, y'all niggas better drop a like on the stream. Let's keep going.
To protect the innocent, and when he doesn't do it, innocent people, often the ones he loves, get hurt. His morals compel him to be Spider-Man at all times, whether he wants to be or not, and that is his long-term struggle as a hero that he needs to wrestle with. If you just copy and
listen to what he's saying, whether he wants to be or not.
His morals compel him to be
Even when there's another Spider-Man that's ready to take it on for him. Nah, Peter has to be Spider-Man whether he wants to or not.
Spider-Man
Just toxic, man. It's toxic.
at all times.
We all want what's best for these characters, and it's people like this that hold his progression back and make things worse for everybody.
Whether he wants to be or not, and that is his long-term struggle as a hero that he needs to wrestle with. If you just copy and paste another Spider-Man into the story, with him being someone who knows Peter's identity, shares his same struggles, and can take over the mantle for him at any time, then you are completely missing the point of why this character exists. The concept of multiple Spider-Men has been done before, by the way, so not even that is an original idea that Miles brings to the table, and naturally, the Spider clones of old have fallen to the D-list of Marvel's roster, due to the reasons previously stated. Spider-Man's story is inherently a solo act, and stripping away that idea dilutes the appeal of the character.
No. Ben Reilly got pushed to the side because Ben Reilly's actual original purpose was to replace Peter as Spider-Man. But Marvel did it ass backwards and did it completely the wrong way. Fans rioted. They said, yo, bring Peter back. Because they basically, it was their attempt to replace Peter, but they fucked it up. So now they gave Ben his own alias, and he's just been kind of he has no purpose. His actual purpose was to take over for Peter. But now that purpose is gone now, there's literally no point to his existence. That's why you see, like, in the comics, like, from what I see in the comics, he's just kind of, like, around doing whatever. Like, I heard they made him a villain, because y'all know, I don't fucking read comics. Like, who has time to read comics nowadays? I'm chasing the bag, nigga. But anyways, I heard they made Ben a villain now for no reason. Chasm, I think it's called. Like, there is literally no point to his character existing. Like, I would love to see a Scarlet Spider show. Or something, like, give us a fucking, I think Scarlet Spider could work as, like, an R-rated version of Spider-Man. What do y'all think? I think he could work as, like, the edgier, give us a show where it's like, okay, Spider-Man, but he doesn't hold back. Like, and this Spider-Man is ass anyway. This Ben Reilly's ass anyway. Give me Kane Parker, bruh. Bruh. Give me... Ignore that. Give me Kane Parker, Scarlet Spider. Ben Reilly's ass anyway. When it comes to Scarlet Spider, we know who the real G is. We know who the real G... we know who the best of the two Scarlet Spiders are, and it's clearly Kane Parker. Best suit, ruthless as fuck. We need this Scarlet Spider. We need this one to get a show. Fuck that Ben Reilly shit. Low key. But yeah.
Original idea that Miles brings to the table, and naturally, the Spider clones of old have fallen to the D-list of Marvel's roster, due to the reasons previously stated. Spider-Man's story is inherently a solo act, and stripping away that idea dilutes the appeal of the character. The closest we've gotten to a successful...
No. Hang on. If most Spider-Man fans like the idea of Miles, then doesn't that enhance the appeal, not dilute it? Like, and then that's the thing, you're ignoring the whole idea that that they can actually use Miles to expand on certain themes in Spider-Man, right? Like, the whole theme of Spider-Man 2 was be greater together. Basically saying, hey, there's some problems that you can't face on your own, right? You need a social circle, you need support. That was a theme in Spider-Man 3. Where MJ was like, yo, everybody needs help sometimes, even Spider-Man. But it's like that's the thing. They think Peter's just like this god. They have this god complex where he's like this know-it-all. He has to do everything right. He has to know everything. Always have the solution for everything. And if they don't do that, he's nerfed. It's just like, no, like, bro, you do know Spider-Man has always explored themes of needing help, right? Because the whole idea was like, yeah, you're responsible as Spider-Man, but there's nothing wrong with, like, sharing that burden with somebody that can carry it. Miles can carry it. He has the power to. It's really that simple.
And stripping away that idea dilutes the appeal of the character. The closest we've gotten to a successful, well-liked clone was Venom, but Venom is different enough in look and ability to stand out on his own, and he serves a different role in the story, being an anti-villain of sorts, so he never really has the problem of stepping on Spider-Man's toes and replacing him. Now, some of you may say,
Actually, you're wrong because Miles is a beloved and popular character.
Wait, did he just try and compare Miles to Venom? What the fuck? Did he just...
being an anti-villain of sorts, so he never really has the problem of stepping on Spider-Man's toes and replacing him. Now, some of
I know he... Whatever. The whole purpose of Miles is that he's a legacy character, continuing the legacy of Spider-Man to a newer generation. Exactly.
you may say,
Actually, you're wrong because Miles is a beloved and popular character too. His movies were a big success and people adore his video games.
well, you actually would be right about that to some degree. The numbers don't lie. The Miles-centric movies and video games were all successful. Even I myself enjoyed the first Spider-Verse movie, in spite of having very low expectations going into it. So, what's the problem? Well, the issue lies in the notion that with the inclusion of Miles, the purpose of Spider-Man's story will be forever changed to accommodate his existence. The story will no longer revolve around the phrase, with great power comes great responsibility. Peter no longer needs to be responsible, because there is plenty of power to go around. In fact, the meaning behind these stories will be much harder to find. The story beats villain
Wait, no, what?
comes great responsibility. Peter no longer needs to be responsible, because there is plenty of power to go around. And
Bro. Y'all do know Peter has other... Like, I know he keeps on trying to use the whole thing where it's like, with great power comes great responsibility. Y'all do know Peter has other responsibilities other than being Spider-Man, right? Like, being Spider-Man isn't his only responsibility. He also has a responsibility to be fucking Peter Parker and have his fucking life together. Have a job. The same thing characters like Superman deals with. Clark Kent, working at the Daily Planet. Like, he has a responsibility as Clark Kent and Superman. Same with Peter. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, that's the thing. They think his responsibility only means being Spider-Man. Like, that's not how that works, bruh.
in fact, the meaning behind these stories will be much harder to find. The story beats villains and themes.
Exactly. Peter got fucking bills to pay. I said that in my Synthetic Man vid. I'm like, yo, if I was MJ, I would be snapping on Peter too. Bro, if I was MJ and that symbiote was, bro, she was telling Pete, yo, you have been Spider-Man for way too fucking long. Your ass has not been paying bills. I've had to fucking damn near hop on a pole and strip because you've been being Spider-Man to the point where we cannot make shit work. Something's gotta go. Something's gotta change, nigga. And Miles is perfect for that. Bro, it's like these guys did not pay attention to the story at all, bro. Like, at all. Like, even in Peter's apartment in the first Spider-Man game, you see how, like, messy it is. You see how, like, disorganized he is just because, like, his civilian life is messy. Ayo, what? It's an analogy, nigga.
In fact, the
Basically, MJ's had to bust her ass to make up for Peter. To make up for Peter not bringing in his side of the money, basically.
meaning behind these stories will be much harder to find. The story beats, villains, and themes will either be diluted copies of what we've already seen in Peter's story, with the illusion of high quality coming from the fact that this has already been done before, or there will be little to no meaning behind these stories, with the main appeal simply being the surface level coolness of the story, with the illusion of high quality. Themes will either be diluted copies of what we've already seen in Peter's story, with the illusion of high quality coming from the fact that this has already been done before, or there will be little to no meaning behind these stories, with the main appeal simply being the surface level coolness of the looks and powers that the Spider-Men possess.
Little to no meaning behind the stories. So again, I guess you just missed the entire point of Spider-Man 2. It's the fact that some burdens you can't shoulder on your own. You need support to be able to do that. Be greater together. The whole idea of Spider-Man 1 PS4 was, hey, be greater, improve yourself. You have Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man, his theme was, yo, okay, don't try to be like the first Spider-Man. You need to be Spider-Man in your own way. And now you have Spider-Man 2 that says, okay, y'all can be greater, but be greater together. Help each other out. Shoulder the burden together. If Miles needs to go take care of something, Peter can be Spider-Man. Peter needs to go take care of something, Miles can be Spider-Man. Like, they're both responsible for the city. That's not just like saying, hey, well, he doesn't need to be responsible anymore. Like, yo, they're both Spider-Man, which means they can both fucking die at any moment. It's like you missed the whole point of the story, my guy.
And sure, Spider-Man's design and skill set add a lot to his popularity, but it's the depth of Peter Parker's story that makes this character the greatest of all time. Though because of Miles' success, he will likely never go away at this point. If there's ever going to be an attempt to return to the classic Spider-Man story, we likely won't see it for a very long time. And to know this,
why do we need to go back to classic Spider-Man though? Like, we've seen Peter learn all the ropes already. We've seen all that. What? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, don't you guys know that you'd be making Peter suffer more if you made him go back to classic Spider-Man? He'd just be learning the same shit over and over again. And yeah, he defeated villains on his own or whatever, but eventually what happens is those stories start to become stale. They start to become predictable. So it's like, okay, Peter's going to go through something, he's going to beat the bad guy. Like, that's what eventually happens. I think what he's describing is natural in the sense that change was kind of bound to happen at some point. It's just all this can be summed up to things change, pretty much. And you're kind of just bitching and moaning that it's not like before. Like, bro.
Popular as Miles might be in the moment, is for a very long time. And to know this, as popular as Miles...
Like, we're getting all new Spider-Man stories. Like, we're getting all new shit. It's Spider-Verse movies. Like, some of the greatest animated movies ever. Ever. And you want to go back to, well, I just want Spider-Man to be the way it was before. Okay, then just go watch the older movies. Go read the older stories. Exactly. We are in a new era, which means new Spider-Man stories need to be told. Some people aren't going to handle that. Some people can't handle that, but that's just the way it is.
We likely won't see it for a very long time. And to know this, as popular as Miles might be in the moment, his success is a fleeting fad because an imitation can only go so far before it leaches every idea from the original and becomes stale. You may say, well, Peter Parker's story has been done before, and everyone already knows it now. So the story of Miles is a fresh new spin on a classic tale.
Miles isn't an imitation. Like, here's the thing. If he was such an imitation, do y'all really think he would last this long? Like, be this relevant in the mainstream if he was just, like, if he's just a direct copy of Peter Parker? Like, a lot of y'all don't seem to understand that, yes, there are elements of Miles that are similar to Peter. Because there's supposed to be elements of Miles that are similar to Peter, but enough to where the themes of Spider-Man apply to him. But other than that, there's a lot of differences between the characters. Y'all just refuse to see it for whatever reason.
Disagree. As there are...
Like, you guys say that they're the same character, and then when we ask, okay, how are they the same? And y'all just give, like, overgeneralized shit that can be applied to, like, any superhero. Like, well, someone had to die in front of him. Okay, we can say the same thing for, like, 90% of other characters. Well, just general shit, right? The same shit he was saying at the beginning of the video.
Hefty amount of classic Spider-Man stories that have yet to breach the comics and enter the mainstream. Not even close. And there's a hefty amount of storylines that were attempted to be carried over to the mainstream, but didn't quite make it due to horrible attempts at adaptation. And just for the sake of clarity, because what I just said might be controversial, Gwen Stacy's death scene was done really well in this movie. In isolation. It's just tragic that this scene was randomly plopped at the end of an otherwise rancid film that had nothing to do with this scene at all, alongside by far the worst Green Goblin portrayal to date. Tangent.
Chasm 2 was ass. Bro, Chasm 2 was fucking... That movie... Bro, fun fact. The first superhero movie I ever saw in movie theaters was The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think I was like 10 or 11. I hadn't seen the first one, so I was just kind of going into this. We're like, oh, it's Spider-Man. The thing is, I absolutely fucking love this movie because I was a little kid when I saw it. This was the first superhero movie I've seen in theaters. I love the movie. But then I grew up, and then like watching it back, I'm like, yo, this shit was fucking terrible. Like, y'all ever had that movie where it's like you watch it the first time, like as a kid, and you're like, man, this movie was goated, and then you grow up and you go watch it back, and you're just like, damn, this shit was really ass. Like, I have no clue why I like this movie. I have no fucking clue.
Storylines that were attempted to be carried over to the mainstream, but didn't quite make it due to horrible attempts at adaptation. And just for the sake of clarity, because what I just said might be controversial,
But that's the thing, though. Like, do people really want to see Gwen die again? Like, he's saying, well, yeah, but they didn't adapt it right. True. But do people really want to see Gwen die again? Like, this is what I mean when I say eventually the stories become predictable. So it's like when you have a franchise, you have a Spider-Man franchise, you put the Goblin in, and then you introduce Gwen. It's like, oh, okay, well, we know what's going to happen. Goblin's going to kill her. It's just a matter of when. Like, we know what's going to happen. It's like, do people really want to see that again? This is what I'm talking about. They want to see the same shit over and over and over again. It's just like, why? Why can't we get something new?
Gwen Stacy's death scene was done really well in this movie. In isolation. It's just tragic that this scene was randomly plopped at the end of an otherwise rancid film that had nothing to do with this scene at all, alongside by far the worst Green Goblin portrayal to date. Tangential.
Yeah, that Green Goblin was pretty bad. I was 12 when it first came out. When Rhino looks cooler than Goblin in a Spider-Man movie, you know you screwed up. Yeah. And then they advertised Rhino being in the movie, and he was in it for like 5 seconds, which is the crazy part. Also, like the stream, nigga. Y'all niggas like the goddamn stream. See, 30 niggas in here, y'all like the goddamn stream. And that's so funny because the reason of Spider-Gwen being created is to try and give a different perspective of Gwen Stacy of what if she was the one that gets bit and becomes Spider-Man. Yeah, and it worked well. A lot of Spider-Man fans really love her character. I know there's another iteration, Gwenpool, I think. She has a version of she's a Deadpool in another universe too. Like there are so many alternate versions of Gwen. Like all the alternate versions of Gwen are more interesting than Gwen Stacy. Cause her purpose is to literally fall in love with Peter and then die. Like that's literally her purpose. Like legit. So we have all these other versions that are like she is actually more interesting than the first Gwen Stacy. Not the same Gwen. I know that, but I'm saying like wait. What do you mean not the same Gwen? You talking about Gwenpool? Gwenpool is oh fuck, that is fucking bright. Fuck. Is a fictional character. Her physical design originated as an amalgam of Gwen Stacy and Wade Wilson. Yeah. It's Gwen, isn't it? Her last name is different. Well, yeah, but she is a Gwen though. I think her last name is different, but she is like an alternate version of Gwen. Right? Or at least that's how she started out. I'm pretty sure. Like Gwenpool, I think, was supposed to be a parody of Spider-Gwen. Gwenpool could jump through comic strips. Dude, yeah. Cause she has that like fourth wall shit that Deadpool has. But let's keep going.
Seen at all, alongside by far the worst Green Goblin portrayal to date. Tangent over. In regards to the Spider-Verse at large, well, it's annoying to still have to explain why multiverses are bad, but they aren't going away, so here we are again. Adding multiverse stories into a franchise where they previously didn't exist just dilutes the appeal of the original story, and makes everything that used to be important feel rather small, inconsequential, and meaningless. And that
No. Like the concept of multiverse isn't bad. It's just that they see the success that Spider-Verse has and they try to replicate it with half-ass writing. So like with Multiverse of Madness, that movie was dog shit because the writing was bad. It's not the fact that they used the multiverse, it's just the writing was bad. So it's the concept of the multiverse isn't bad. Spider-Verse is a multiverse story that's well written. That's the difference. Her name is literally Gwenpool. That's crazy. Fun fact for you, High CHD, when TASM 2 released, I was your age. Like the age I am right now, like 21. I like old... Oh, what's good, Daffy? How you doing, bro? What's good with you, bro? How you doing? Fun fact for you. Oh, I read that. Read that. I'll take Liz Allen over Gwen. Liz Allen? I don't really know about Liz Allen. Well, I think No Way Home is a good movie. I wouldn't consider it as one of the best since it was pretty much dealing with the story trying to include all of the Spider-Man movie versions to come. I have a little bit of a hot take on No Way Home. I have a bit of a hot we'll get to that when I do a stream ranking the movies, but I have a bit of a hot take on No Way Home.
That is especially true in the case of the Spider-Verse, where Spider-Man was once a brave hero who defied all odds.
I actually don't think No Way Home was that good of a movie, low-key. Like, it's not a terrible film, but I don't know. I'll explain my thoughts on this later, but we're here for this guy, so let's keep going.
In order to do the right thing, he is now one of many drones who only exist to serve his predetermined fate. Uncle Ben was doomed to die because that's Uncle Ben's cosmic role. His true in the case of the Spider-Verse, where Spider-Man was once a brave hero who defied all odds in order to do the right thing. He is now one of many drones who only exist to serve his predetermined fate. Uncle Ben was doomed to die because that's Uncle Ben's cosmic role that reality decided for him. It wasn't because Peter was irresponsible. There is nothing Peter could have done to stop this. It is simply a canon event, bro. Nothing matters. The Spider-Men have no agency. If one dies, another will
Wait, no. Did you, not watch Across the Spider-Verse? Like, do you not know the whole point of this movie is to go against that? Like, the whole point was, hey, canon doesn't actually exist. Like, even in Across the Spider-Verse, it's pretty much, very implied that Miguel's canon event stuff was bullshit. And, the whole point is to defy the canon. Just because something seems to be set in stone, that doesn't mean we have to let it happen. Did this guy not watch the movie?
Who only exists to serve his predetermined fate. Uncle Ben was doomed to die because that's Uncle Ben's cosmic role that reality decided for him. It wasn't
He didn't watch the movie, bruh. This man did not watch the movie, bro. Literally the whole point of the movie is that canon isn't set in stone.
because Peter was irresponsible, there is nothing Peter could have done to stop this. It is simply a canon event, bro. Nothing matters. The Spider-Men have no agency. If one dies, another will spawn to take his place. There is nothing special about Spider-Man. Everyone is Spider-Man.
And also, no. I'm pretty sure, like, about the whole him saying, like, if one dies, another takes his place, like, no. Like, they make it very clear in the movie that Peter dying and Miles becoming Spider-Man was an anomaly that should not have happened. Like, Miles should not have been Spider-Man. That was the whole point of the movie. Like, oh my god, bro, what the fuck?
If you like this, then fine, more power to you. But personally, I don't appreciate a Spider-Man that thinks and acts a certain way, simply because that's just what Spider-Men do. I prefer a Spider-Man who has free will, and is constantly tempted to abuse his power, to give up, or to do the wrong thing. But
A Spider-Man that has free will. So, Miles Morales in Across the Spider-Verse. Because he pretty much goes against the whole Spider Society. Because they're all talking about canon and stuff like that. And Miles is just like, no, I'm going to do my own thing, bro. So it's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You didn't even watch the movie.
free will, and is constantly tempted to abuse his power, to give up, or to do the wrong thing. But he rejects the evil temptations of life, because he learned the hard way that every wrong action or inaction comes with a heavy consequence. There is only one unique and profound Spider-Man, and that is the way it always should have been. All the others are better off being non-canon what-if stories.
Oh my God,
and if that
bro,
were the
what
case
the
with these
fuck?
films, then there would really be no problem with them. But unfortunately, Marvel can't help itself, and feels the need to inject multiverse, Spider-Verse nonsense into every form of media they control. Now, while this is meant to be a mild
Like, are you fucking retarded?
Spider-Verse nonsense into every form of media they can
Insomniac isn't multiverse, bruh. Like, what do you mean? Like, are you saying Miles, I guess, like, you see that as injecting? Like, is he one of those people that thinks Miles is being forced into? Well, probably. That's a dumb question. Of course he thinks that. But Insomniac's not multiverse, though. That's like probably Insomniac is probably like the most grounded Spider-Man material we've gotten. Like, even Holland's universe went into multiverse stuff. Spider-Verse is multiverse stuff, but Insomniac? That's grounded. Like, what are you talking about, bruh? Wasn't that one of the reasons why Hal Jordan became Green Lantern? That alien came to his what? That alien came to his homeland, died, but gave him the ring. Oh yeah, Abin Sur. Yeah, you're right. It was that dead alien. Yeah, you're right. Watched a ton of vids on YouTube speculating that canon events is complete bullshit and that Miles may be the one to break canon. But that's the thing. I don't think canon is an actual thing. I think that was canon. I think that was something made up by Miguel. And it actually makes things worse for the multiverse. Basically, he's making things worse for the multiverse without knowing it. And Miles is basically the one saying, okay, no, this is bullshit. Because, okay, if what you're saying is true, why does this happen? Why does that happen? Because if you guys watch the movie, Gwen's dad basically decided, yo, I don't want to be a police officer anymore. And that pretty much stopped him from suffering the same fate as a lot of the other Captain Stacy's. So it's like, and even Gwen tells Miguel, it's like, do you know what happens for certain if the canon's broken? And Miguel doesn't answer. So I feel like that we'll get our answer in the third movie, but I don't think canon's an actual thing.
control. Now, while this is meant to be a Miles-centric video, there are a few remarks to be made about problems with how Peter Parker is being handled. Spider-Verse nonsense into every form of media they control. Now, while this is meant to be a Miles-centric video, there are
Yo, ban him. Ban him, bruh. Just ban him. Like, stop. Why are there so many weird... Why y'all... There's always that occasional weirdo that just pops in my chat. I don't even, mods ban him. I don't even care, bro. Ban him.
There are a few remarks to be made about problems with how While this is meant to be a Miles-centric video, there are a few remarks to be made about problems with how Peter Parker is being handled on the rare occasion that Miles isn't around. The two main issues with him are his humor and his competence. These issues mainly stem from the MCU, but have also bled into the comics and games as well. The oversaturated, world-breaking, quippy-style humor that was made famous by the MCU is getting increasingly horrendous, and that's a well-stated issue. There is a high demand for these films to tone down the humor and take themselves more seriously. However, Spider-Man is well-
That's true. That is true. MCU movies could take... Modern MCU movies don't take themselves as seriously as a lot of people would like them to. That is one of the, yeah, that's true.
known for being a funny character, and comedy has always been a big seriously. However, Spider-Man is well known for being a funny character, and comedy has always been a big part of his personality. The problem comes with the execution. The modern interpretations of his humor tend to fall into two categories. The first being the LOL so random Deadpool style humor.
You'll be letting Luke down. What's he ever done except be there for you?
Ooh, he makes a good point.
Selecting a bit. I get that a lot.
Hey. Which, obviously, that's Deadpool's thing. Let's let that stay with Deadpool. The other type is the awkward high school.
No. Hold up, no. Like, you do know, hold up, no. The angel talking on the shoulder trope is not something that's exclusive to Deadpool. No. And, like, if we're going to talk about fourth wall comedy, I'm pretty sure... Wasn't She-Hulk She-Hulk was actually the first character to do that, if I'm not mistaken. The fourth wall breaking shit was really her thing, and Deadpool kind of follows that. That's not something that's exclusive to Deadpool.
He makes a good point.
Selecting a bagel. Act super normal.
Spider-Man?
You know, that's funny. I get that a lot.
Hey. Which, obviously, that's Deadpool's thing. Let's let that stay with Deadpool.
And that's the thing, like, you don't even explain why that's an issue. You just say, well, it's funny. Like, Spider-Man is supposed to be a funny character. Like, what?
The other type is the awkward high school whoopsie-doodle type of humor that is best associated with Tom Holland's portrayal.
I mean, I have been talking to you all the time. It's great to talk. So many good talks.
I'm a girl. I'm a male. Come on, man. Look.
Okay, Peter has always stuttered. He's always stuttered. What are we talking about?
Who is selling these weapons?
This type of humor is characterized by having Spider-Man make rookie mistakes, stutter, and struggle with most social situations. This type of humor can be...
That's all it... Do you know anything about Spider-Man? Younger Peter has always been socially, like, pretty socially inept for the most part. He's always stuttered. He's always, like, what? Bro. What the fuck is bro saying right now?
Stutter.
Like, what?
This type of humor is characterized by having Spider-Man make rookie mistakes.
Okay, don't use Civil War or Homecoming as an example, because in those movies, he literally is a rookie. That's why he's making rookie mistakes. Like, you brought up Civil War and Homecoming, but in both of those movies, he's amateur. So he's supposed to be making amateur mistakes. Like, I'm confused. It's almost like these guys don't understand what the fuck they're talking about.
Stutter.
Like, that was literally the worst possible example you could have used for that.
And struggle with most social situations. This type of humor can be cute at times, but will more often come off as annoying, overdone, and adding to Spider-Man's incompetence. As stated earlier, incompetence is the other main issue that plagues this character in the modern era. More often than not, Peter Parker is portrayed as a buffoon, who struggles to overcome most obstacles set before him, and very often needs help from others in order to succeed. This help comes in many different forms, from the Avengers, to other Spider people, to friends, to love interests, to even Aunt May of all people. Spider-Man can't seem to get anything done
because he's a young Spider-Man. Especially in the MCU movies. He is a young Spider-Man. Like, do y'all, why does he have this mentality that Peter is he's always supposed to know everything and do everything right, or else they're getting his character wrong? Like, you keep on telling us, like, hey, we don't understand the whole point of why the character exists. No, you don't understand the character. Because you keep on saying these arguments, like, and then you pull up clips of a young Peter who's supposed to make mistakes. Like, what the fuck? Now, I will agree in Far From Home and in No Way Home, he was pretty stupid to the point where it's like, okay, like, you should know this. Like, come on. You've had experience to the point where it's like, you should not be making decisions like that. But we're really going to use Homecoming and Civil War as an example? Like, come on, man. That is the word, bro.
Obstacles set before him, and very often needs help from others in order to succeed. This help comes in many different forms, from the Avengers, to other spider people, to friends, to love interests, to even Aunt May of all people. Spider-Man can't seem to get anything done on his own these days. The way his humor is characterized heavily feeds into this, as a character that is portrayed as cartoony or awkward will inevitably carry these traits over to their actions. The old school Spider-Man was much more of a savage.
Also, are we going to forget that Aunt May literally saved Peter in Spider-Man 2 from Doc Ock? Yeah. They forget about all these moments where, like, Peter low-key would have died if it weren't for somebody else interfering. Like, in Spider-Man 1, he would have gotten clapped had the civilians not fucking helped him when he was on the bridge. Like, Spider-Man was low-key about to die there, but the civilians threw trash at him, and they bought him time. In Spider-Man 2, yeah, like you said, Aunt May pretty much hit Doc Ock when he was going for him, because Doc Ock was literally gonna fucking stab him. Spider-Man 3 would have died against Sandman and Venom had Harry not intervened. Venom would have clawed Peter's face off if it weren't for MJ dropping a fucking brick on him. Like, yo, do y'all not know that, like, Peter has always been saved by outside influences? Like, this is nothing new.
In the truest sense of the
like,
word.
This is legit nothing new. Like, y'all keep on acting like Spider-Man has always done everything by himself, always. Like, that's not true.
He used to roast the hell out of anyone that crossed his path, to the point where he would often come off as a jerk. Good guys, bad guys, didn't matter who they were. Spider-Man would cut down everybody with his words. Like Iceman and Beast once kindly asked them to join
Tasm one, Cap Stacy saves him from the lizard. Exactly.
Their team, but he tells them off and compares their recruitment to Rush Week. Then he insults their intelligence when they're surprised by his response. Then he exits with the quote, "Pardon my back, I'm late to the Tarantula convention," which is just an immaculate parting speech. But this isn't just comedy for the sake of comedy. The reason why he's rude as hell is because he uses this alter ego to hide the true personality of Peter Parker, and to keep his true motives hidden. In this particular instance, he was late for a meeting with J.J. Jameson, and told these two off because he was in a hurry, later revealing that he was actually interested in their offer, but seemed fated to be alone. Unlike more modern interpretations of the character that barely hide Peter's identity at all, old school Spidey put a lot of interpretations of the character that barely hide Peter's identity.
You mean in No Way Home when his identity of Spider-Man was already doxed to the public? So there was no need to hide his identity anyways? These are the people trying to make arguments against Miles, bro. These are the people trying to make arguments against Miles, bruh. Like, you're gonna pull up that clip?
Fated to be alone, unlike more modern interpretations of the character that barely hide.
Mysterio literally revealed his identity to the public. That's why his face, like, he doesn't need to hide his face. Like, if it was Homecoming or something, if you would have had a point if this was literally any other Spider-Man movie, but you decided to pull up this clip.
Peter's identity at all.
Can't with these people, bro. I can't.
Old school Spidey put a lot of work into masking his presence, including the way he spoke to others, which was both clever and entertaining to read. His cutthroat roasting skills were also great at getting under the skins of his enemies and causing them to make mistakes out of losing their tempers. He could outmatch them both physically and mentally.
I wish I could think up brilliant plans like that.
And with his spider sense, that seems to be an increasingly forgotten power these days. Spider-Man has the ability to sense danger prematurely and dodge.
Wait, hold up. What clip? Why did he bring up that clip?
Brilliant plans like that.
And with his spider sense, that seems to be an increasingly...
I mean, I don't know what you expected him to do there. He was swinging and Electro hit him. Like, to me, it looks like he just got zapped mid-swing. I mean, I don't know what you expected his spider sense to do against that, homie. Like,
forgotten power these days. Spider-Man has the ability to sense danger prematurely and dodge it before it affects him. It's a very unique defense system that should
not necessarily. It just allows him to sense it. It's just sense it. Like, what do you mean? It just because he senses the attack doesn't mean he's not going to get hit. Like, we've already used examples from, like, Spider-Man 3 where you can visibly see his spider sense go off, but like, he was too fast to react to it, right? Just because he could sense something doesn't mean he's not going to get hit. Like, that's just dumb. Like, there's these people that think, well, he has spider sense, so therefore he should be able to dodge anything. No, you're thinking of Ultra Instinct. This is simply, hey, I sense danger. It's coming. Sometimes he dodges it, sometimes he doesn't. That's usually how it works. Like, yo, somebody ban this nigga out the chat, please. Why are you... Just ban him. Don't time him out. Just ban him, bruh. Just ban him. Like, what the fuck? All Miles haters are weird, bruh. Spider sense is an alarm. It's up to Peter to know where it's coming from. Yep. There have been many times that spider sense couldn't save Peter all the time. Even back in the 90s, it'll sense it too late. True that. Who the fuck is this texting me? Hang on, y'all. Okay. All right, we're good. Let's keep going.
Danger prematurely and dodge it before it affects him. It's a very unique defense system that should be very exciting to watch play out in a fight, if it weren't for the fact that this power gets ignored so much that people will often debate if he even has the power at all in certain movies. Spider-Man should be...
No. Nobody has ever... What?
That people will often debate if he even has the power at all in certain movies.
Nobody has ever debated him having... Not even in Civil War, I think. Hold up. Isn't there a scene where they literally tell us that he has spider sense? Like, because I'm pretty sure Bucky, like, throws something at him and he senses it. Like, no, he definitely has spider sense in... Hang on, y'all. Like, he definitely has spider sense in that movie. Hang on. Why is YouTube... Oh, hang on. I know why. Hold up. I have a feeling I know why. Turn that back on. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure he's fighting Peter. There's a scene where he's fighting Bucky or whatnot. See, look. There's a scene where he's fighting him.
Oh, God.
Like, he sensed it. Like, he clearly has spider sense in this movie. In Far From Home, yeah. They call it the Peter... Like, nobody is ever... Like, what is this fool talking about? Nobody's ever debated whether he's had spider sense, because they've always made it clear that he has it. Like, Spider-Sense literally helped him survive in the fight against these two. Like, what is he talking about?
Spider-Man should be nearly untouchable with this power, and this power at all in certain movies. Spider-Man should be nearly untouchable with this power, and this is how
he shouldn't.
He sustains his health while frequently fighting crime. Landing a hit on Spider-Man should be a big deal that doesn't occur often, and it's up to the villains to find a way around this.
Again, Peter's a god. He can never be touched, can never be physically hurt. He has to do everything right.
Spider-Sense if they want to beat him. When they hit him freely without much effort.
Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, do y'all hear any Miles fans throwing a fit when Miles gets hit or like he gets his ass beat? Like, even when he got finessed by that construction worker in Spider-Man 2, did you hear any Miles fans crying, saying, "Oh my God, he shouldn't have been it. Why did he get beat?" It was just like, no, there's just some things that Miles can't dodge. Like, it just is what it is. Did y'all hear any Miles? Bruh. Oh my goodness. What the fuck? Peter is not Spider-Man or is not Superman or Goku. Spider-Man doesn't scale to Kratos. This guy talks about Spider-Man like he's invincible or something. Spider-Man, whether it is Peter or Miles, is a relatable superhero because he's human, not some untouchable god. Exactly. Like when he got his shit pounded in by Kingpin before Miles ended up beating him. Did you hear anybody crying saying, "Oh my God, he got hit. He was nerfed. Look how they did Miles." We're just like, no. Like, he's Spider-Man. Miles is obviously going to get tossed around and take damage. Like when he went up against Miguel in Across the Spider-Verse. Like when we got here, we were just like, okay, Miguel's obviously clearly a very strong, worthy opponent. Like, you didn't hear any Miles fans crying about this shit. Like, yo.
Effort, then them winning the fight doesn't feel earned. They could him. When they hit him freely without much effort, then them winning the fight doesn't feel earned. They could team up on him, they could
well,
without much effort.
I'll admit that scene was you could say that scene was pretty stupid, but what he's saying here is he's basically saying that he should always be he should always be untouchable. Like, no. You're supposed to create conflict for the hero, not the villain. If the hero was super untouchable and he couldn't get hurt, then there would be no stakes. Like, go watch One Punch Man if you want to see something like that, because that's definitely not Spider-Man.
Then them winning the fight doesn't feel earned. They could team up on him, they could try and trick him, but instead of having that, these movies will just pummel Spider-Man relentlessly, just like any other superhero, and they'll leave him vulnerable to many attacks that
just like any other superhero. Yo!
relentlessly, just like any other superhero, and they'll
That's the fucking point! Spider-Man is just like every other superhero. Y'all, like, the jokes write themselves. I don't need to clown. They all clown themselves. Legit. They clown themselves, bruh. I don't need to do the work. I don't have to. I don't have to do the work. This man said they're pummeling Spider-Man just like every other superhero. Yeah. Superheroes are superheroes not supposed to get fucking pummeled? Oh my God, dumbass. What the fuck?
Leave him vulnerable to many attacks that should be beneath him, with the stories only giving him this ability whenever it is cinematically convenient.
Christ.
And yeah, it's Spider-Sense, not Peter Tingle. Get it right?
Come on, Peter Tingle.
The tingling part of it is a verb, not a noun.
My spider sense is tingling.
Spider-Man used to be...
Oh my God, it's the Peter Tingle. Get it right. It's the Spider Sense, not the Peter Tingle. Get it right. He's that type of dude that'll, like, I'll say, like, fucking... I'll say something like, what's a word that people get confused all the time? I'll say, like, hilarious. He'll be like, oh my God, dude, it's hilarious. Get it right. Like, Clearly, Marvel knows the term is spider sense. They just call it Peter Tingle just cause. Like, it's just a joke. That's it, bruh. Like, y'all take shit way too seriously. Holy shit. It's like saying Superman is untouchable, but he gets his ass beat by Metallo, Doomsday, and Lex, even Darkseid. Yep. Superman is legit supposed to be untouchable, and even he gets his ass beat. But y'all trying to act like Spider-Man is just like somehow different. Okay. All right. Bruh, even in the OG movies, we've seen him get his ass beat how many times?
Be a capable, handsome, intelligent guy who simply had too much on his plate and could just never seem to get life to go his way. Whenever he would solve one problem, 5 new ones would emerge. He had a loving uncle who died tragically. He has a loving aunt who hates his alter ego. He's constantly hounded by the school bully, so he has a hard time making friends. And he refuses to confront this bully in order to avoid risking letting his identity slip. He barely has any money, and never has time for a real job, so he has to settle for a cheap job under a horrible boss. He has had opportunities for great relationships, but his superhero antics always seem to prevent him from getting close with anyone. It seemed like the world revolved around putting Peter Parker down, but in spite of it all, he would still push forward and do the right thing, because the last time he didn't, he lost his beloved uncle and father figure. So now, because he has the power to do what most cannot, he dedicates his life towards protecting people from feeling the same pain that his family suffered, and he struggles through tremendous amounts of adversity from almost all aspects of life in order to see his mission through. That is the character that I like, and that I would want to see more of. What we get presented—
Yeah, guys, let's keep putting Peter down. Let's keep torturing him for literally no reason, just because that's the point of his character. Let's just keep putting him down. Oh my god, man. Yeah, man. Let's let him keep struggling. Let's have him keep being broke 20 years later. Still struggling with MJ having relationship issues 25 fucking years later. Yeah, guys. Let's have him keep struggling. Like, do y'all see the issue with people like this? And why Spider-Man has never been able to progress for, like, the time that it hasn't been able to? It's because of people like this. Like, listen to what this dude is saying, bro.
He lost his beloved uncle and father figure. So now, because he has the power to do what most cannot, he dedicates his life towards protecting people from feeling the same pain that his family suffered, and he struggles through tremendous amounts of adversity from almost all aspects of life in order to see his mission through. That is the character that I like, and that I would want to see more of. What we get presented with instead—
Again, go read the old comics. Go watch the OG movies. Go see literally any media with the perspective of a younger Peter. Now that younger Peter shit is done with now. People want to see an older, more mature Peter. A more mature Spider-Man. Who's mentoring proteges like Miles. That has his life together. Spending time with MJ. Having kids. That's what we want to see. You know, like, nobody wants to see... That's the same issue with the Flash TV show. 9 seasons of Barry learning the same shit over and over again. To the point where people were literally complaining, yo, why is this guy learning? Why is this guy having to learn the same lesson? Can we make him a more competent person, please? Thank you. Like, that's the thing. You complain about Peter being shown as incompetent, but then you're just like, okay, well, why isn't he like he used to be? It's like you guys contradict yourselves so much, like it doesn't make sense. And funny enough, when they put him down, people still get mad at Marvel for it. Yep.
Ed is an immature loser who struggles in life despite all the free handouts that he's been given, because he is simply too stupid to make rational decisions. He is the type of guy to pawn off his duties onto younger and less experienced people. His success is dependent on the gifts and goodwill of those around him, and even while having all that, he can still barely get by. He doesn't make jokes, he is the joke. He is not powerful, nor is he responsible. He is not the same character that he used to be.
And that's what I'm actually confused about.
He is not powerful, nor is he responsible. He is not...
Like, I'm still confused on how all of this correlates back to... I'm still confused on how all this correlates back to Miles. Like, it seems like you're trying to blame... you're trying to blame Miles for No Way Home and stuff like that. He's not even in the fucking movie. That's the thing. You can't even blame him because he's not in the movie. Like, how does what you said, how does that even go back to Miles, bruh? Like, what the fuck? I'm dead as fuck. Miles really be living rent-free in some of y'all niggas' heads, bro. I swear. I swear to God.
The same character
This man put up, after criticizing Peter being stupid in a movie where Miles wasn't even in it, you bring up a panel and try to blame Miles for it. Miles Morales haters in a nutshell, pretty much.
he used to be. This is the anti-Spider-Man.
Y'all trying to blame Miles because Peter's writing's been ass and has been ass since Miles was before Miles was even in the picture.
Who throws away his old values in favor of traveling down arcs that used to be considered the wrong path. Only now these arcs are meant to be embraced, because they produce avenues of introducing surface-level cool things, or agenda-driven retirements. Now, this isn't to say that Peter should never make mistakes.
He didn't retire. He's coming back. What do you mean agenda-driven? Is it agenda-driven?
He is known to...
Like, is it agenda-driven because he's black? Because you do know that's why the people who hate Miles and say shit like that, oh, it's an agenda, it's because he's black. Look, they're trying to replace Peter with a black Spider-Man. It's an agenda. Like, yo.
Agenda-driven retirements. Now, this isn't to say that Peter should never make mistakes. He is known to make plenty, and part of his appeal is watching him grow and change over time to become a better person. The difference in what I'm referring to is that, as far as the MCU goes...
But you were literally crying for the past 10 minutes about MCU Spider-Man making mistakes. This math, I'm gonna need a calculator, bro. Cause this math ain't adding up. I'm gonna need a calculator, my nigga. Cause this shit is not adding up.
We've seen Spider-Man reappear in dozens of films at this point, but not only did and change over time to become a better person. The difference in what I'm...
And then that's the thing too, is like most characters can only grow so much to the point where it's like, okay, he's been evolving. All right, he doesn't really need to be learning these kinds of lessons anymore. Let's kind of see him pass that to a younger Spider-Man while living his life as an older Spider-Man. That's great. It's like, you want him to learn the same shit over and over again, but you don't want him to learn the same shit over and over again. It's like, yo, y'all gotta pick one. Like, it seems like people like this, they want to have their cake and eat it too. To where it's like, yeah, we want Peter to progress, but we don't want Miles to be there. That's what it comes down to. But no, you gotta pick one. Either you want him to progress or you don't. Miles is progress. He's progress, bro. But y'all are too stupid to see that. That's the whole point of this. And that's why Marvel isn't fucking listening to y'all.
Referring to is that, as far as the MCU goes, we've seen Spider-Man reappear in dozens of films at this point, but not only did he start out way more helpless than he should have been, he never seems to learn and keeps making the same dumb mistakes time and time again, mostly for the sake of comedy or cheap drama. That's not who this guy was meant to be. Peter Parker is meant to be a charming, smart, well-rounded, competent person, who just so happens to have some of the worst luck imaginable. It's supposed to be believable that women like Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy would find him attractive, even without knowing about his powers. But nah, instead of making that work, they just make MJ either ugly or weird so she can lower her standard.
Bro, no. Dumb, stupid. I'm continually losing brain cells listening to this. No. We're not starting this whole ugly MJ shit. We're not, no.
Making that work, they just make MJ either ugly or weird so she can lower her standards.
So she can lower her standards. Yo. The projection is crazy. The projection is crazy, bro. Make MJ Peter or weird to love. You know this man got fantasies that he can't live up to. You know this man got fantasies in his head. Man, I want a pretty girl. I want a beautiful girl. So like he projects himself onto Peter. So when they do stuff like make MJ ugly, it's like, oh my God, you made her ugly to lower her standards. Like, I'm like, dude, it's projection. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro.
The other reason why this incompetence occurs is because filmmakers so she can lower her standards. The other reason why this incompetence occurs is because filmmakers and storytellers are so insecure and afraid of turning the love interests into damsels in distress that they are willing to forego logic, consistency, and the story's theme in order to generate shallow girl boss moments that don't actually make these women look cool, they just make everyone else look dumb.
No, it's because damsel in distress stories are predictable. Nobody wants to see that shit anymore, bro. It's 2024. Like, y'all want to see, does anybody want to see MJ get captured for like the 120th time? No. And even in the comic books, like even in other forms of media, MJ like she learns how to fight in like a lot of other Spider-Man media to help defend herself. Like, this isn't new either, bro.
Boss moments that don't actually make these women look cool, they just make everyone else look dumb.
And it's a video game stealth sequence. Like, yeah, like you bring up the worst possible examples to support your argument. This is a video game stealth sequence. You're sneaking around the fucking cave. Like, bro.
Boss moments.
So you technically shouldn't even be taking on multiple at once because it's a stealth mission. So it's like what?
That don't actually make these women look cool, they just make everyone else look dumb.
We knew we had to make her
like I actually liked when it comes to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I actually liked that Peach was somewhat capable. I liked it because it's a switch up from what we've been getting. Okay, it's like, yo, you're the fucking queen of the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, you should fucking know how to defend yourself. It was kind of a meme in the Mario community. It's just like, bro, how many times has this bitch been getting kidnapped and she still don't know how to defend herself? Nintendo listened. Telling y'all. Don't nobody want to see chicks get captured. I don't want to fucking see chicks get captured no more. Hell nah. Oh my God. And then he brings up this clip. Of course he fucking does. Of course he does, bro.
Or
what the fuck?
Don't actually make these women look cool, they just make everyone else look dumb.
We knew we had to make her more of a proactive, capable person. And if she's a little OP, I don't give a shit. It's important to have her be a capable hero. You know, this might sound cliche or whatever, cheesy, but like you don't need to have powers to be a hero.
Stop taking this clip out of context. Stop.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
But Spider-Man and his story weren't always like this. Back in the day, he could
Dude, it is 3 missions where you play as MJ in a 30-hour game where you play as Spider-Man. Like, if shit like that triggers you, then, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I really don't. Yeah, Marvel to Miles haters. Yeah, I don't give a shit. He's Spider-Man. Cry about it. Marvel to Miles haters. Yeah. If people get mad at the fact that he's Spider-Man, I don't give a shit. He's Spider-Man.
handle not just one, but multiple major supervillains at one time. Heck, in the first time he encountered the X-Men, he handled the entire team by himself without too much trouble. And that's no one-off outlier either. That used to just be normal.
Well, he did that. Well, technically, he did that by isolating them. Because I've seen this comic. He didn't really... And with the Sinister Six, he never, like, takes them on all at once. He usually, like, isolates them in separate locations and takes them down separately. So, yeah, I guess he takes down the Sinister Six in one go. But he wouldn't survive if they all just jump him. Like, that's not going to happen. We've seen how that plays out. But in stuff like this, no, he isolates them in separate locations. So, this is... I don't know what he's saying here.
Entire team by himself without too much trouble, and that's no...
And I'm not even gonna try and act like I'm a comic book head or anything, like, because I'm not. Like, I already know I don't fucking read comics, but I know stuff like this, I know it's just like, no, When it comes to situations like this, he usually takes them on separately.
One-off outlier either, that used to just be normal for him. This guy was supposed to be very hard to put down. He needed to finish fights by himself because he usually never had the luxury of relying on others. And speaking of agendas, I hope you can appreciate me not talking about the race of Miles this entire time, because that is not what this is about, and I didn't need to mention it to make my argument. But there is something that is worth asking. Can you also avoid that topic while justifying why Miles should stick?
Yeah, I hope you guys can appreciate the fact that I didn't bring up his race. Now he's going to start making an argument talking about his race. So again, you brought up the fucking Black Lives Matter mural. Yeah, now that I didn't bring up race, now let's start talking about race. It's just like, dude, come on, man. You almost had it, bro. You almost had it. You almost had it. It's just like, when I hear stuff like this, they keep on saying they're not racist, and I genuinely want to believe it, but then they always expose themselves later on, in which case this. It's just like, bro.
Stick around. Between not using his... Also avoid that topic while justifying why Miles should stick around.
Yes, you literally could have avoided the topic the entire video. You did not. If you had not even brought it up, I would have been like, okay, yeah, he's a fucking dumbass. He's retarded. But at least we know he's not racist. So now you're just going to start talking about his race. It's like, dude, come on, bro.
Between not using his powers right, not getting his personality right, and not understanding his moral foundation, the modern interpretation...
Like, that's the MCU. He's not in that.
And not understanding...
That's, if you have an issue with that, that's not Miles. That's Peter. Stop blaming Miles because Peter's writers are ass. This is in character for Peter. He's taken a breaks before. That's not ruining his character.
In his moral foundation, the modern interpretation of Spider-Man seems to be getting increasingly detached from the roots that made him famous. And some of you detractors may say, well, the character has to...
That's not true. Especially since Spider-Man is more famous than ever. But okay.
Change with the times. And even though things are different now, doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. This is a new Spider-Man for a new era, and there is some truth to that. Not all new Spider-Man stories are bad, they're merely different. But be that as it may, I personally prefer the Spider-Man of old. I like what he did, I like how he acted, I like what he represented. If we are coming to an age where the classic Spider-Man is outdated, and this new guy and his replacement are here to stay, then
I'm confused. Go watch classic Spider-Man. Like, it's not that hard to understand. If you want to go see some classic Spider-Man, go watch classic Spider-Man. Go watch the 90s series. Go watch Unlimited. Go watch Spectacular. Go watch the Raimi movies. We are in an age where, I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this. We are in an age where new Spider-Man stories are supposed to be told. Like, what?
They're merely different. But be that as it may, I personally prefer the Spider-Man of old. I like what he did, I like how he acted.
You do know they're old stories for a reason, right?
I like what he represented. If we are coming to an age where the classic Spider-Man is outdated, and this new guy and his replacement are here to stay...
And that's exactly what people are complaining about in the comics. Like, he's acting too much like his past self when his character should have progressed by now. That's what fans are complaining about right now. But you're saying, no, they need to go back. They need to go back, man. They need to go back. Like, no, that would ruin the character even more. It's just like, do you guys even know what the fuck do y'all even know what the fuck is coming out of y'all's mouths? Like, seriously.
Then fine. I guess Spider-Man is no longer for people like me. I no longer have any interest in reading any more of his comics.
Good. We don't need racists. We don't need racists in the Spider-Man fandom. So we're good. Bye.
Man is no longer for people like me. I no longer have any interest in reading any more of his comics.
Cool. Bye. Miles triggers you that much. You can leave. Good. Every Miles hater should have this mindset. Good. That's one thing I'll give him in the video. Oh, I guess Spider-Man is no longer for people like me. Oh, okay. Guess it's not. See ya. See you later. Hey, that's one thing out. Every Miles hater needs to have this needs to have this mindset. Well, if Miles is gonna be in it, I don't want to watch Spider-Man anymore. Okay, cool. Don't. Good. That's good. Have that mindset, please. Y'all just gonna keep bitching and complaining about Miles. Good. Bye. We don't need you. Y'all are making these videos basically crying y'all way out the door. Well, he'll never be his friend. We're all just like, yo, bye. We all just like, yo, leave. Like, why are you making noise on the way out the door? It's just like, yo, he's Spider-Man. He's always gonna be Spider-Man. That's not gonna change. Bye. We don't need toxic people we don't need toxic. No, we don't need that. See you later.
Watching any more of his movies, or playing any more of his games. If you like these new Spider-Men, then more power to you. Have fun with that. But me, I'm out. Thanks for watching.
Yep, and stay out, nigga. Goofy ass. Please, stay out. Stay out, please. Because it's very clear that you are the one that doesn't understand the character. You just, bro. Holy fuck, these people are just gone, man. They're gone. Like, lost, bro. He almost had it, too. Almost had it. Like, if he had went through this without mentioning his race once, I would have been like, okay, at least he's not racist. But then he went on a fucking race rant, like, at the end of the video. It's just like, oh my God, bro. To this day, I don't understand why they didn't just use a new character. Look at Static and Invincible. Miles is a new character, bruh. Like, do y'all genuinely think they're the same? Peter and Miles are the same character just because they're both called Spider-Man? That's dumb logic. That's like saying Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner are both the same character because they're called Green Lantern. They have the same superhero name. They go by the same, like, mantle, but they're two completely different characters. And when we look up Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne, like, yo, y'all do know these are two very completely different iterations of Batman, right? You got one who kills, one who doesn't. He is way more fucked up than Bruce is in the head. I mean, like, that's so stupid. Stan Lee said that anyone can wear the mask. By that, he meant that Peter Parker represents the anyone. You didn't need to be his race, gender, or even personality to relate to him. But someone's decided to take the line too literally, and now anyone and everyone can be Spider-Man. Yeah. You don't need to be black to relate to Miles. That's absolutely true. You don't need to be black to relate to Miles. See how y'all keep contradicting yourselves? You're the one focusing on his race. If that is true, then stop talking about Miles' race and focus on his actual character, bruh. And even then, like, isn't this all contradicted by the fact that Stan Lee approved Miles' creation? Like, he literally said, yo, I approve. We can look this up too. Stan Lee literally approved the creation of Miles. So yes, I think he meant it literally. I'm pretty sure that alone means he meant it literally as well. So, congrats. You played yourself. I don't even... The MCU Spider-Man is literally written like Miles Morales in the Ultimates. Yep, this is true. MCU Spider-Man is pretty much a white Miles Morales, basically. Miles literally was donated and given his signature Spider-Man suit from S.H.I.E.L.D. But again, that's not Miles' fault. That's the people who wrote MCU Peter's fault. That's got nothing to do with Miles. Peter is a Miles clone in the MCU. Has his best friend and everything. You can go look. It's all there. This is true. Which again, that even highlights the bigger point that Miles is different from Peter. Because this alone saying, hey, MCU Peter acts just like Miles, doesn't that inherently mean that? You saying that means you recognize the differences between Miles and Peter. Crazy. This guy is literally me. I've been saying this for years and everybody's been trying to make me sound crazy. I'm old enough to remember a time where organic webbing was controversial. Now nobody has any standards anymore. Modern Spider-Man sucks. Most IPs feel like intellectual hand-me-downs to a clumsy, uncaring sibling. You want them to enjoy it, but you know they will mess it up and not take care of it. Okay. Hang on. I've realized that they will never try to do Spider-Man right again, so I've cracked the Spider-Man. Yo! So I guess them giving Peter a daughter in Spider-Verse, that's not doing Peter right? It's just like what do y'all want, bruh? Like, y'all just want Peter to suffer for, like, literally no reason. And then y'all complain when Marvel makes him suffer. It's just like, no, that's what y'all wanted, right? Don't y'all want him to suffer? Crazy. Okay, we actually have someone with common sense here. Okay, I guess we found out whoever is writing the comics. You really think that the message meant that Spider-Man should always be fighting, never having it easy, never taking a break, and that he should always be alone and never... Thank you! Finally, someone with fucking common sense in this bitch. Okay, I don't know what the fuck all this is, but he cooked with this comment. Bro is just jumping around points randomly. Oh my god, it's this idiot. He's always in my comments. Been saying this forever. Miles ain't Spider-Man. Oh my god, bro. Like, this is legit cope. Like, these guys are legitimately coping right now. What the fuck? Close that out. I meant to use that search bar. These guys are legit coping. Like, it says it right there. That's like saying, well, 2 + 2 is 4. Well, no, it's 5. I know it's 5. Actually, it's 6, but we know it's 4. We see it right here. Y'all keep on saying Miles isn't Spider-Man like that's an opinion. Like, no, he's Spider-Man and it's fact. Like, what are y'all talking about? These people act like their creators of these characters' franchises are unhappy with how the modern storytellers are handling it. Like, dudes, you didn't create this character. Yep. Miles is getting more and more popular. It's crazy. I'm good. I'm happy. Miles is finally getting his come up, bro. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Thank you for making this video. I'm afraid we have lost Spider-Man. Mayday! Mayday! We gave Peter a kid and made him happy. We've lost Spider-Man, guys. He's not suffering. We've lost Spider-Man. Copy, copy, copy. Emergency. Holy fuck. We are forever stuck with the bastardization of the character, and the comics haven't been good for a solid... It's true, but you're misunderstanding the point. He's been around since 67. He's going to change as time goes on, and this isn't anything new. Quite a lot of characters have gone through this. True. Someone with common sense. Green Arrow was a jerk in the comics, and I'd have to say he was my least favorite character in DC. Currently, he is bearable and likable. Same goes with Batman. Not every version will be the same as they once were, but if they can still be found likable, then that's fine. Good shit. Miles hater. Goated comment. Sounds about white. He said sounds about white. Yo, I'm dead as fuck. Y'all niggas be crazy in the comments, bro. We just looking at these comments. Don't hate on Miles just because his writers actually like him. Pretty much. Y'all continually blaming Miles because Peter's had bad writing. I don't think you understand the point of Miles' story. It's not a direct rehash of Peter's. It's very similar, but that's the idea. Miles' conflict is trying to be his own man and break the cycle of canon events to make all Spider-Man unique. Thank you. Someone who actually understands the point of Miles. Never cook again. I'm happy you and nobody in your opinion doesn't matter. I love both Spider-Man. Bro blaming, literally what I said. Literally what I said. Bro blaming Miles because Peter's writers are ass. Thank you. I hate gatekeepers. Man, if I was to write a Spider-Man comic or something, I use both and do it at the same age. A lot they can do with it, in my opinion. Nah, I wouldn't make Peter and Miles the same age. I don't think that would work. That wouldn't work. But I see what he's trying to say. Let's see. Spider-Man is Peter Parker, not Miles. That's it. No matter the copies, no matter the bullshit excuses, nor the multiverses, they'll never be Peter. Because one, they're copies. And two, they always miss or pervert the point of his character. Oh my goodness, man. Fucking hell. Yeah, somebody pointing out his Across the Spider-Verse statement, like, isn't the point of the movie to go against that? Yeah. All right. I think we're done here. That was fucking brain rot. All right. What is this shit? It's been 2 hours. We might just end the stream. What the fuck? Oh, that is loud. Fuck.
Come check out great deals on Cyberfrog and All Caps Comics merch on our
No one
eBay.
cares.
My microphone loud enough this time. This is Comic.
Why did I expect he would look like that? Why did I expect he would look like that? Why?
Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sky.
No offense to anybody who might get offended, but why did I expect he would look like that? Miles Morales is Miles Morales, and that's how Marvel and Disney wanted it. Even though, first off, Disney didn't even create Miles Morales. Disney has no part in Miles Morales. What the fuck? And even though Marvel keeps saying he's Spider-Man, that's how they wanted it, though. Okay.
30 or better in the comic book industry. Before we get started with this video, I'm going to explain to you why Miles Morales is Miles Morales, and that's not necessarily a bad thing to say for Disney or Marvel. In fact, they want you to say that. Please do consider subscribing to this channel, liking this video, sharing this video, and let's cut right through this nonsense. We got these guys that are online, these wonderful commentators who show up. Like, look at this guy here.
Oh my god, is that Heels versus Babyface? Like, look at this. What? like, it's like when you look at this stuff, like, it's hard to say. Like, I don't want to play the race card, but it's like when you look at all these people, and it's like there's always that one thing they have in common. It's very hard. But I'm done. We're good. We don't. No, he's Spider-Man, bro. We're good. We don't need to. I'm good, man. I'm good, nigga. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the stream. This was fucking brain rot. We're done. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Go back to the North Pole. Alright, y'all. That's gonna be it for the stream. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all are the best. I'm gonna put my Discord in the link down below. If y'all want to join Twitch, if y'all want to follow my Twitch, where my Twitch at? We do watch throughs and stuff over there. If y'all want to come check that out, I'm gonna put that in the description below. Where is that at? And yeah, if you like what you see, if you're a newbie, you come across this shit, feel free to subscribe, like, share the stream. Roasting these haters are fucking fun as shit. Will we go keep doing it? The more videos they make bitching and complaining about them, the more we'll roast them. It's just like, it's simple as that. Like, we legit poke fun at y'all for content. Like, legitimately. Because we know it's just like, dude, y'all are fighting a futile ass battle at this point. Like, seriously. But anyways, that's gonna be it. And yeah. Oh boy. Let's get up out of here. Parsible with the 5. Appreciate you, W stream. W y'all, bro. W y'all. I'll be back with another video. Catch y'all on the flip side. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Like the stream, nigga. Y'all niggas better like